Here are Grandpa's 42 clever old life hacks you'll wish you knew sooner. Stop salt clumps with rice. Salt clumps form when moisture sneaks into the shaker and ruins flow. To stop this, drop a few grains of dry rice into the container so they absorb humidity. Grandpa would use put rice inside the shaker long before fancy additives existed, because it worked every time. Shake as usual and the salt stays loose. This simple trick saves food, prevents waste, and keeps seasoning reliable in everyday cooking, especially in humid kitchens where consistency matters most daily meals everywhere. Revive flowers with boiling water. Did you know that boiling water can revive certain wilted flowers? This works best for woody stem flowers like roses. Trim the stems at an angle, then place only the stem ends in boiling water for about 30 seconds. Immediately transfer them to fresh, cool water. The heat clears trapped air bubbles that block water uptake. This trick can bring drooping flowers back to life and extend their display without special additives. Clean glasses with vinegar. Vinegar is an effective, low-cost cleaner for eyeglasses. Mix equal parts white vinegar and water, then lightly dampen a soft cloth. Gently wipe lenses and frames, avoiding soaking. Vinegar cuts grease and removes residue without scratching. Rinse with clean water and dry with a microfiber cloth. This method avoids harsh chemicals, restores clarity, and works well for everyday cleaning when lens sprays are unavailable or too expensive. Pull nails with a wood block. Removing stubborn nails can damage wood or strain tools. According to Grandpa, always place a small wood block under the hammer claw before pulling. The block increases leverage and protects the surface from dents. Rock the hammer gently against the block to lift the nail smoothly. This technique reduces effort, prevents splitting boards, and extends tool life, making it a smart habit for repairs, demolition, and reuse of lumber. Use yerba mate as coffee substitute. Yerba mate is a traditional South American drink that works as a coffee substitute. Brew dried mate leaves in hot, not boiling, water. It provides caffeine with a smoother effect and fewer jitters for many people. Yerba mate also contains antioxidants and minerals. It is cheaper than specialty coffee, reusable across multiple brews, and supports steady energy without crashes, making it a practical alternative for daily routines. Reduce onion tears with bread. Onions release irritating gases when cut, which cause eyes to tear. To reduce this, place a small piece of bread gently between your teeth while chopping. The bread absorbs some of the airborne compounds before they reach your eyes. Use a very sharp knife to minimize cell damage and cut onions on a stable board. For added relief, chill the onion beforehand. These steps together make prep faster and far more comfortable. Clean rust with potato and soda. Light rust can be removed using a potato and baking soda. Cut a raw potato in half, dip the cut surface into baking soda, and rub it directly over the rusted area. The potato's natural acids loosen rust while the soda scrubs gently. Rinse with water and dry completely after cleaning. This method works best on small tools and kitchen items. Repeat as needed and store items dry afterward. Separate glasses with cold and warm water. When glasses get stuck together, avoid forcing them apart. Fill the inner glass with cold water, then place the outer glass in warm water. The temperature difference causes the outer glass to expand slightly. Gently twist while lifting to release them. Dry both glasses carefully once separated. This method prevents cracks and breakage and works best when done slowly and patiently without sudden pressure. Thread needles by rubbing. Threading a needle is easier when the thread is stiffened. Rub the end of the thread across soap, beeswax, or even a candle briefly. This binds loose fibers and creates a firm tip. Flatten the thread slightly between fingers, then guide it through the needle eye. Use good lighting and steady hands. This method saves time and frustration, especially for sewing kits, repairs, or emergency stitching situations. Polish furniture with oil and lemon. To polish wooden furniture naturally, mix 2 parts olive oil with 1 part lemon juice. Dip a soft cloth into the mixture, wring out excess, and wipe the wood following the grain. The oil nourishes the surface, while lemon cuts grime and adds shine. Buff with a clean cloth after a few minutes. Always test on a hidden area first and avoid over-applying to prevent residue buildup. Remove broken bulbs with a potato. Grandpa's old trick for a broken bulb is a potato, and it works when you do it safely. First, turn off the light switch and the breaker, then confirm the socket is dead. Let the bulb base cool completely. Put on gloves and eye protection, then break off any loose glass with pliers. Cut a raw potato in half and press the cut side firmly into the metal base. Twist counterclockwise slowly until it releases. Double-check the socket is clear before restoring power. Absorb grease with chalk. Chalk can pull grease out of fabric like a cheap stain sponge. First, blot excess grease with a paper towel. Do not rub. Crush plain white chalk into powder and cover the stain completely. Press it in gently and let it sit 30 minutes to absorb oil. Brush off the chalk, then repeat if needed. Wash the item in the warmest water safe for the fabric using dish soap on the spot first. Air dry to confirm the stain is gone. Store butter in salt water. Did you know? Butter can be stored in salt water to stay fresh longer without refrigeration. Start with a clean jar and dissolve 1 tablespoon of salt in 1 cup of cool water. Pack butter tightly into the jar, eliminating air pockets, then pour the brine over it until fully covered. Seal and keep it in a cool, dark place. Replace the brine every few days and use only clean utensils to avoid contamination. If it smells off, discard it and start fresh. Erase suede marks with bread. Bread can lift light marks from suede when you do it gently. Let the suede dry completely first. Use a crusty piece of stale bread, not soft, and rub the mark with light, short strokes. The bread acts like a mild eraser, picking up surface dirt without damaging the nap. Brush away crumbs with a suede brush or clean toothbrush. Repeat slowly rather than pressing harder. Finish by brushing the suede in one direction to restore texture. Light matches in wind with wood curls. Wind makes matches useless unless you create a shield and a helper flame. First, shave dry wood into thin curls using a knife, creating a small nest. Cup the curls in your hands or behind a rock to block wind. Strike the match and immediately touch it to the curls, not larger sticks. The curls catch fast and protect the flame long enough to light kindling. Always prepare the curls before striking and keep a second match ready. Extend flowers with aspirin. To extend cut flowers with aspirin, start by cleaning a vase with soap and hot water. Fill it with fresh room temperature water. Crush 1 plain aspirin tablet into a fine powder and stir it into the water until mostly dissolved. Trim flower stems at a sharp angle under running water. Then remove any leaves below the waterline. Place flowers in the vase and keep them out of direct sun. Change water every 2 days and retrim stems. Lubricate hinges with Vaseline. To lubricate squeaky hinges with Vaseline, first wipe the hinge clean with a dry cloth to remove dust. Open and close the door a few times to locate the noisy hinge. Use a cotton swab to apply a thin layer of Vaseline along the hinge pin and into the knuckles. Swing the door back and forth to work it in. Wipe away excess so it does not attract dirt. Reapply lightly only when squeaks return. Lift ink with milk. To lift fresh ink with milk, blot the stain immediately with a paper towel. Do not rub. Pour a small amount of cold milk into a bowl and soak the stained area if possible. Let it sit for 30 minutes, then blot again. Rinse with cold water and repeat if the ink remains. For clothing, launder afterward using normal detergent. Air dry until you are sure the stain is gone because heat can set ink permanently. Make drawers slide with soap. To make sticky drawers slide with soap, pull the drawer out fully and inspect the wooden runners. Wipe away dust and grit with a dry cloth. Rub a dry bar of soap directly along the runners and the matching grooves on the drawer, creating a thin, waxy layer. Reinsert the drawer and slide it in and out several times to spread the soap evenly. If needed, add a second light coat. Avoid using wet soap or liquid detergents. Revive vegetables in lemon water. To revive limp vegetables in lemon water, fill a bowl with cold water and add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice per quart. Submerge greens, celery, or carrots completely and let them soak for 15 to 30 minutes. The cold water restores crispness while lemon helps reduce odors and surface residue. Rinse with clean water, then pat dry thoroughly before storing. Use Revive vegetables within a day for best texture and flavor. Deodorize boots with tea bags. Footwear odors often come from trapped moisture, not dirt. To deodorize boots with tea bags, first ensure the boots are fully dry. Place 1 or 2 unused dry tea bags into each boot, pushing them toward the toe. Leave them inside overnight or at least 12 hours. Tea absorbs moisture and neutralizes odor naturally. Remove before wearing. For persistent smells, repeat with fresh tea bags until odor is reduced. Scrub bottles with eggshells. Narrow bottles are hard to clean without special brushes. To scrub bottles with eggshells, rinse used shells and let them dry completely. Crush them into small pieces. Add shells to the bottle with warm water and a drop of dish soap. Shake vigorously so the shells scour the interior. Rinse thoroughly. This method cleans residue effectively using abrasion. Always check carefully for remaining shell fragments before using the bottle again. Waterproof boots with beeswax. Leather boots last longer when protected from moisture. To waterproof boots with beeswax, clean and dry them thoroughly first. Warm a small amount of beeswax until soft. Rub it into seams in leather using fingers or a cloth. Apply gentle heat to help wax absorb. Let the boots cool and set. The wax creates a water-resistant barrier. Reapply periodically, especially after heavy rain or snow exposure. Remove rings with floss. Swollen fingers can trap rings painfully. To remove a tight ring with floss, slide one end under the ring toward the palm. Wrap the long end snugly up the finger. Then pull the short end toward the fingertip, unwinding as you go. The ring will move off gradually. Stop if pain increase. Seek help if circulation is compromised or swelling worsens. Quiet floor squeaks with talc. Squeaky floors are usually caused by friction between boards. To reduce noise, sprinkle talcum powder, baby powder, or cornstarch into floorboard gaps. Use a brush or cloth to work it in. Walk over the area to settle it. The powder lubricates the wood and reduces movement. Vacuum excess afterward. This solution is quick and non-damaging, and it can be reapplied whenever squeaks return. Remove odors with coffee grounds. Coffee grounds work like a natural odor sponge for fridges, closets, and cars. First, dry used grounds on a plate so they do not mold. Pour them into an open bowl, paper cup, or breathable sachet. Place the container where the smell lingers and leave it for 24 to 48 hours. Stir the grounds once a day to expose fresh surface. Replace weekly for strong odors. Do not let grounds touch fabric directly. For best results, remove the source of the smell too. Test eggs by floating. Did you know that eggs can be tested for freshness with a simple float check? Fill a bowl with cold water deep enough to cover an egg. Gently lower the egg in. If it sinks and lies flat, it is very fresh. If it sinks but stands upright, it is older but usually still usable soon. If it floats, gas has built up and it should be discarded. Rinse the egg after testing before storing. When in doubt, crack into a separate bowl and smell it. Get lemon drops by pricking. If you need lemon juice fast, pricking helps release more liquid. Roll the lemon firmly on the counter to break internal membranes. Warm it briefly in hot tap water for 1 minute, then dry it. Use a toothpick or skewer to prick a small hole through the peel near one end. Squeeze over your dish, and the juice will stream cleanly from the hole. Plug the hole with the toothpick and refrigerate. Wash the peel first and discard if mold appears. Draw splinters with hot water. Splinters can be stubborn, especially when they break under the skin. According to Grandpa, hot water helps by softening skin and drawing the splinter closer to the surface. Soak the area in warm, not scalding, water for 10 to 15 minutes. Pat dry, then use clean tweezers or a sterilized needle to lift the end. Wash with soap, apply antiseptic, and cover. Repeat the soak if needed. If redness spreads or pain increases, get medical help promptly. Clean oil paintings with potato. Oil paintings are delicate, so cleaning must be gentle. Choose a clean raw potato, peel it, and cut it in half. Lightly dab the cut surface on a dry cloth to remove excess moisture. Test on a hidden corner first. Gently pat the painting surface without rubbing, lifting grime with the potato starch. Replace with a fresh cut when it darkens. Let the painting air dry naturally. Never use this on flaking paint and consult a conservator for valuable pieces. Loosen screws by heating. Heat can help loosen stuck screws by expanding the metal and softening old thread locker or rust. First, clear the area of flammables and wear gloves. Use a soldering iron on the screw head for 30 to 60 seconds or carefully warm it with a hairdryer on high. Tap the screw head lightly to break corrosion. Seat the correct screwdriver firmly and turn slowly with steady pressure. Add penetrating oil after heating if needed. Stop if the head strips and switch to an extractor. Repel insects with marigolds. Marigolds can help repel certain garden pests when planted strategically. Choose marigold varieties and plant them around vegetables, especially near tomatoes, beans, and squash. Space plants so airflow remains good. Crush a few leaves and rub them on garden stakes to release scent, then water consistently to keep plants healthy. Marigolds are known for discouraging some nematodes and may deter insects by smell. Combine with weeding and removing standing water for better results. Treat them as a helper, not a guaranteed shield. Slice bread with a hot knife. A hot knife can slice soft bread cleanly without crushing it, according to Grandpa. Heat a smooth blade under hot tap water, then dry it completely. Use long, gentle strokes instead of sawing. Reheat and dry the blade after every few cuts to keep it warm. For very sticky loaves, wipe the blade between slices. This works best for fresh bread, cakes, and brownies. Always dry the knife before cutting to prevent soggy crumbs, and let the loaf cool first. Detect damp beds with a mirror. Damp bedding can cause discomfort, odors, and mold if missed. To detect moisture, place a small mirror flat against the mattress surface, especially in areas that feel cool. Leave it there for 5 to 10 minutes. Lift the mirror and check for fog or condensation. Moisture trapped inside the mattress will transfer to the glass. If dampness appears, air the mattress fully in sunlight or a dry room before remaking the bed. Repeat checks after heavy humidity or spills to prevent long-term damage. Find gas leaks with soapy water. Gas leaks can be dangerous, but small ones are easy to detect safely. Mix dish soap with water to create a thick, bubbly solution. Turn off all flames and appliances nearby. Brush or spray the solution onto gas pipe joints, valves, and connections. Watch closely for bubbles forming or growing, which indicate escaping gas. If bubbles appear, shut off the gas immediately and ventilate the area. Never use flame to test for leaks, and call a professional if unsure. Seal cracked eggs with vinegar. Cracked eggs can sometimes be saved briefly using vinegar. If a crack appears during boiling, add a tablespoon of vinegar to the water immediately. The vinegar helps egg whites coagulate faster, sealing the crack and reducing leakage. Continue cooking as normal. This does not make a spoiled egg safe. It only prevents messy boiling. Use the egg promptly after cooking and discard if odor or discoloration appears, since this method is for cooking control, not food preservation. Clean windows with vinegar and paper. Windows can be cleaned streak-free using vinegar and plain paper. Mix equal parts white vinegar and water in a spray bottle. Spray lightly onto the glass surface. Wipe using crumpled newspaper or plain paper towels, working top to bottom. The vinegar dissolves grime, while paper prevents lint residue. Buff dry with a clean sheet if needed. Avoid cleaning in direct sunlight to prevent streaking, and wear gloves if sensitive to vinegar fumes during repeated use. Reshape wool with conditioner. Wool garments can be reshaped safely using hair conditioner. Fill a basin with lukewarm water and add a small amount of conditioner. Submerge the wool item and let it soak for 10 minutes to relax fibers. Gently squeeze out excess water without wringing. Lay flat on a towel and carefully stretch back to original shape. Allow to air dry fully. This method restores fit but should be done gently, as excessive pulling can permanently distort wool fibers. Clean brass with salt and vinegar. Brass tarnish can be removed using salt and vinegar without commercial polish. First, mix white vinegar with salt to form a loose paste. Apply it to the brass using a soft cloth or sponge, working it gently into dull areas. Let it sit for 5 minutes so the acid can break down oxidation. Rinse thoroughly with warm water and dry immediately to prevent spotting. Buff lightly with a clean cloth. Repeat only when needed, since frequent polishing can wear brass over time. Stop bleeding with black pepper. Black pepper can help stop minor bleeding quickly when first aid supplies are limited. Clean the small cut with water to remove dirt. Dry the area. Then sprinkle a pinch of finely ground black pepper directly onto the wound. Apply gentle pressure with a clean cloth for a minute. The pepper helps clot blood and reduces bleeding without stinging for most people. Cover with a clean bandage afterward. Use only on small cuts, and seek medical care for deep or heavily bleeding wounds. Soothe burns with honey. Honey can soothe minor burns due to its antibacterial and moisture-retaining properties. First, cool the burn under cool running water for several minutes. Gently pat dry with a clean cloth. Apply a thin layer of raw or medical-grade honey directly to the area, then cover loosely with sterile gauze. Honey helps reduce inflammation and protect against infection. Reapply daily as needed. Use only for minor burns and never apply to severe burns or broken blisters. Find south with a watch and sun. You can find south using an analog watch and the sun. Hold the watch flat and point the hour hand toward the sun. Halfway between the hour hand and the 12 o'clock mark indicates south in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, point 12 toward the sun and halfway marks north. This method works best during daylight hours with clear sun visibility. Always double-check using landmarks when possible, as seasonal changes can affect accuracy slightly. Start fires with orange peels. Orange peels can help start fires because they contain flammable oils. Peel an orange and tear the peel into long, thin strips. Twist each strip tightly to expose oil. Light the twisted peel with a flame or spark. The oils ignite and burn longer than dry paper, helping catch kindling. Use this as a fire starter, not as fuel. Always prepare tinder and wood beforehand so the flame is not wasted once ignited successfully. For more contents like this, click here to subscribe.